Hi everyone, welcome. Okay, so I'm coming live to you today. I'm checking, making sure I am live on Facebook. It always takes a little while to show up. Um, I'm coming live to you to talk about trust today. So trust it's a big theme in my life, and it's also a big theme in growing my business. And that's especially true when it's especially true when any of us is doing something different, either growing, pushing. Hold on, let me turn off the sound on my computer. Pushing out of our comfort zone. Hey, Raylan. And we essentially have no choice but to be in trust. It's easy to go with the flow when we know the outcome, when we've done it before. The moment that we're doing something uncomfortable, we're doing something different, then trust becomes a practice. And that's something that's been very true for me. A lot of you know I'm in the process of moving from a solely one on one practice to a group program. And I've had a lot of feelings that I haven't had for many, many years because obviously, working one on one is my jam. It's what I'm comfortable with. I've been doing it for almost 20 years. So essentially, when we are reaching out, when we are starting something new, when we are expanding in some way, whether it is in our offerings, in our marketing, in the way we're showing up, then we need to step into trust. I think it was Martin Luther King who said something along the line of, you don't need to see the whole staircase, you just need to take the first step. And for him, that was kind of the definition of faith and walking in faith, moving in faith. So success in business for many of us, most of the time, is literally taking action and staying in alignment as best as we can without being attached to the results and trusting, we're back in trust, trusting that whatever we put out, as long as it's done from a place of alignment, from a place of authenticity, from a place of openness, from a place of courage, from a place of openness, that whatever we put out will come back. And sometimes it doesn't always come back in the way we expected, but it does come back. If you're here, say hi to me. Just say hello so I know you're here. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ilsa Contier. I'm a therapist and I'm an intuitive business coach. I work with soulful entrepreneurs, mainly healers and transformational coaches, and I help them expand and get their practice fully booked, bring in more clients that are aligned with them and do it with more ease and more joy. So that's what we're here to talk about, doing it with more ease and more joy. So as I expand into this next phase in my work, then I'm having to walk my talk and practice a lot of the things that I teach, and moving from a place of authenticity, moving from a place of openness, and essentially being in trust. The statement that God helps those who help themselves, that's a cliche because in many ways it's true. In many ways, that's what we have to do is we have to walk in trust, we have to take action, and then we have to trust in the results. When we are out of trust, I'm going to tell you what's true for me. When we are out of trust, then what comes up for most of us is an energy of worry, of doubt, and of striving. Because we're trying to get somewhere, but we're not trusting in the process. We're not trusting in ourselves. We're not trusting in life. We're not trusting that it's going to work out. And so what happens is we're having to strive, we're having to push, we're having to pull to get things moving. And these states, that sense of being worried, that sense of being in doubt, that sense of pushing, pulling, striving, that comes from being out of touch with trust, essentially blocks our creativity. It blocks our wisdom. It blocks our access to flow and our ability to take aligned action. So I was having a conversation with a client yesterday about that and about the push and about being worried and having doubts. And she felt blocked. She felt like she wasn't sure what to do next. And I was saying to her, of course you're not sure what to do next because you're not in trust. And because you're worried, because you're kind of tight, then your ability to have intuitive ideas, to have creativity flow, to be essentially in receptivity of new guidance from life, from clients, from your own soul, gets blocked. So it's extremely important for us as we're stepping out into new things. It's extremely important to find access to that place of trust, because when we are in trust, we're aligned with our hearts, we're aligned with our soul, we're aligned with life, we're aligned with the energetic essence of our clients. And from that place of alignment, we feel expanded, we feel relaxed, we're in flow, and our creativity is in full force. When your creativity, your excitement, your access to wisdom is in full force, then you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what next step to take. That's when your genius literally comes out. I know that when I'm working with clients and I'm in that flow of that conversation, like I always know what to say to them. I don't have to worry about it. I always know what the next step is for them because I'm in that place of being grounded, being centered, being in trust that in our interaction, wisdom is going to emerge. It's not my wisdom, it's not their wisdom. It's literally something else that happens in the relationship of us having this powerful conversation about taking their gift outside into the world. It's their wisdom, my wisdom, and it's the wisdom of life. It's the wisdom of their gifts coming together. I'm in trust that things will happen in a session to get my client moving. And because I'm in trust, because I'm not worried, then things flow. So when we are in trust, success is inevitable. When we're in trust, you're doing the right thing, you're feeling the right thing, you're getting information from life, you're taking actions that are aligned. When you do that, it might take a little more time than you wanted. It might not always come back in exactly the way you imagined it, but success is inevitable. It always comes back. So there's a few things that I want you to trust in this process of taking your gifts out into the world. And this is something that I'm reminding myself right now as I'm starting my group program and I'm launching into a new rendition of my business, a new way that I share my gifts, essentially. These are things to trust. You have to trust that you have a purpose. You have to trust that you were put on this planet at this very specific time in history to serve in your own unique, powerful way. You have to trust that if you have the desire to serve the world, to transform people's lives, and you have the capacity to do it, that's for a reason. That's because you're here to do something powerful and the world needs you. So that's the first trust. Trust your gifts, trust in your purpose, trust in your longing to serve. It comes from a higher source. The second thing you have to trust in bringing your gifts out into the world is you have to trust that you, just as you are, you matter. And you have everything you need to succeed. Not only do you matter, but you're enough. You're enough just as you are. I see so many people, and I think this is our sensitive, we want to help so much. This is part of our sensitive nature. We always feel like we're not quite ready. We always feel like we don't have the right knowledge. We don't have the right skills. We don't have the right way of doing things. What if we can't help? And meanwhile, that actually keeps us back from helping those who are right in front of us and who could be helped. So you have to trust that that desire to serve, that purpose, that gift that you were given, it wasn't given to someone else and it wasn't given to you in a different place. It was given to you right now. And that means to me that you already have what you need inside of you. Stop looking, stop seeking, stop trying to improve yourself. You're it. You're it. You don't need to be prettier. You don't need to be smarter. You don't need to have another certification. You don't need to be dancing and moving on social media to some crazy song like some of these people are doing out there, if that doesn't feel right to you, then it's not you. You don't need to be anybody else than you are. Just trust that your gift, your life, and the way you share it is unique to you. And it's wrapped up in your soul. It's wrapped up in your purpose and your mission on this life. And no one else can do it exactly the way you do it. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to know that what you have to give in the exact way you have to give it is unique to you, and that's exactly what some people are going to want or need. And another thing you want to trust is, and that's wrapped up to what I just talked about, but life made you the way you are. It didn't make you with a different personality. It didn't make you with a different body. It didn't make you with a different way your mind works. And so trust in life. Life's pretty intelligent. Like, thank God I don't have to think about beating my own heart or digesting my food or breathing or healing cuts. Like, life does it all. It does it all automatically. Trust that you are the way you are for a reason, and that essentially you are the way you are on purpose. That there's something about who you are and how you are that is going to essentially speak to your people and attract your people more than you being anything different. So trust in your own authenticity. Trust in yourself. And that version, like, your people do not want another version of yourself. They want you just as you are. And that's something, honestly, I have to repeat to myself, because I often think, oh, maybe I should do something else, or I don't smile that much. Like, I had somebody say in one of my pictures once, how come you're never smiling? And I realized, I was like, she's kind of right. I kind of have like that bitch face thing on. Like, even though that's not who I am, I'm just, my lips kind of go down. Like, I wish my lips were going up naturally. That's just not who I am. I wish I had a little more weight on me. I wish I was, I don't know. And in the end, I had to let go of all that shit and just be me, and trust that the people who would enjoy that, who would resonate to me, would find me. So your people don't want another version of you. They want you. Trust in you. Trust that you are enough. Trust that you are exactly the way you're supposed to be. The other thing you want to trust is that everything life brings your way is for a purpose. So just like I said, how life is intelligent, trust that everything life throws at you is a path towards expansion, is a path towards growth, is a path towards thriving. Even if at first glance it feels tight, it feels blocked, it feels stuck, it feels constricted, it doesn't feel good. That's okay. Sometimes what doesn't feel good, what seems to be in the way, is the way. But that's a shift of perspective, being able to see, okay, what's happening right now? Like, something bad's happening, or you're struggling. What's happening right now? If this was a gift, what might be the gift? If this was an invitation from life to consider something else or to do something else, what might that invitation be? And trust that whatever comes your way is actually the way to more expansion. It's the way to more success, and that there's gold in it for you. And just start digging, start sifting for that gold. When we are in a place of trust in our own wisdom, trust in our own purpose, trust in our own rightness, trust in life, trust in the process of things, then we are able to follow our own innate guidance. Then we are able to move from that place of authenticity that is so attractive and so magnetic to people. When we are in that place of trust and we're moving and taking action from that place, then results return, they always follow. It's almost inevitable. One, you're lit up from the inside. You're having a good time when you're doing that. And there's no way that that doesn't ripple out into the world in some ways. So when you're feeling stuck, when your efforts are bringing nothing, there's two things to look at here. When your effort is doing nothing and you're not having fun at all, like you're not enjoying it at all. One thing to look at is, one, it could be what I lovingly called the tsunami effect, which is oftentimes, I think, especially in growing a business, it can take a long time of putting effort and putting effort and putting effort and putting effort before we see anything come back. And I call it the tsunami effect because in a tsunami, oftentimes, the water is actually receding. So oftentimes, before there's a big breakthrough in your business, you're going to feel like things are even quieter than usual. Things are working even less than usual. And you're like, what the hell's going on? Like, I'm doing all this thing and I'm not gaining any momentum. On the contrary, things are slowing down. The more I do, the less I get. When you have that sense, oftentimes it is the moment to not take your foot off the gas, because it's literally the water receding before the wave comes. So that could be happening when you're not getting anywhere. It could be the tsunami effect happening. When you're also not getting anywhere and you feel like there's something wrong, there's something off, then you want to listen to that feeling that there's something off, and you want to start asking yourself a few questions. And some of the questions I ask myself. The first thing I ask myself is, when something doesn't feel right, I always inquire, am I doing exactly what I want? Like, not only what's the message and the fact that it's not working, but is this truly my path? Is this my goal? Am I in love with this? Is this truly my desire? Or am I following some kind of scripted path that I think I'm supposed to follow or I'm supposed to do? And I've noticed oftentimes when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, things don't work. I'm going to give you a super simple example. These lives. So I've been told over and over by my coaches that I need to go live on a specific day at a specific time, and I need to announce it plenty of time before I do it, like for multiple days in a row. I don't love doing that. One, because that means I have to pick the topic way in advance, when sometimes I picked this topic that you and I are having yesterday based on a conversation I had with a client. But if I'd had to pick a topic way in advance, I would have had to announce it on Monday and then on Tuesday and then on Wednesday. And I'm not in flow with what's alive for me in that moment. So I don't love that. And what started happening, but I was like, you know what? I need to stop deciding that I know everything. And I need to follow. I paid a lot of money to these people. I need to follow what they're telling me to do. And so for a few weeks, I started doing that. Like every post I had, I would say, hey, on Thursday at this time, I'm going live with this. Join me. Then like the day before, I would do a post. Hey, join me live on where I'm going to chat about this. Then the morning of, I would do it. And people stopped showing up to my lives. It was the weirdest thing. It's like the more I announced it, the less response I got. And at some point I was like, screw that. I don't want to do this then. Like if it's not actually going to give the result and it doesn't feel good to me, then why? And I just started choosing what I was going to go live either the day before or the morning of, based on what feels aligned. And I try to go live on Thursday because it's a good day for me. But sometimes I'm going to go live at 10. Sometimes I'm going to go live at 11. Sometimes it's going to be 10:15, whatever it may be. I mean, we've been talking for 18 minutes and it is 10:41. So I went live right around 10:20. I didn't even pay attention to the live. And I have about 5 people live with me right now based on the different places. And it's gonna be just fine. That's the way I'm gonna do it. That's the way it's gonna work. So when things are not working out, you might want to make sure that what you're doing feels right to you and you're not just following what somebody else told you should do, even though it doesn't feel aligned. So that's the first thing. When things are not working, the other question is, where am I lacking trust here? That's the question I ask myself. Where am I not believing in myself? Where am I not trusting in the process? Where am I not trusting in life? Where am I in doubt? Where am I constricted? Where am I tight? And looking for where that is, because that will automatically affect the results I get. Oftentimes when I'm typed, I'm out of alignment, I'm not authentic, I'm not following my own inner wisdom, and so nothing works. And this is the thing I want to leave you with at the end of this live. When you're moving from a place of scarcity, of tightness, of lack, of fear, from a place of being closed, from a place of doubt, then the reaction to that is that you create more of that. So when we're taking action, we're making decisions based on scarcity, based on lack, based on tightness, then what we get is more tight, more lack, more scarcity. But the opposite is also true. When I make decisions, when I act, when I move from a place of trust, from a place of love, from a place of abundance, I get that back. I get more trust. I get more abundance. I get more love. So we have to choose wisely how we choose. When you're doing, and this is something I tell clients all the time, and at first it might seem like, especially if you're saying that to a client during a sales call, it could feel a little manipulative. But this is something I always tell people when they're right on the fence of working with me or not. I will always say to them, you have to do what's right for you, but I'm going to invite you to make that decision from a place of empowerment. Make that decision from a place of sovereignty, from a place of trust, from a place of calm centeredness, and not from fear. Not from where you're at today, because if you make decisions from where you're at today, then you get more of where you're at today. So if this doesn't feel right, that is totally okay. But if this feels right, but you're afraid, then I want you to step in your courage and step in your empowerment and decide from there. And honestly, that's true about everything we do in our business, in our lives, in our relationships. Making sure that we act, we move, we take decisions from that place of sovereignty, from that trust in life, that trust in ourselves, that trust that we have everything we need to succeed and to transform people's lives, that trust that we're here and we have a desire to serve on purpose and that we were created just the way we are on purpose, and that trust that we have the wisdom inside us. When I tell people, hey, I don't want to be your coach because you don't know what to do. I want to be a coach so I can be a mirror. Of course, I'm going to tell you what's worked for me, what's worked for clients, and give you guidelines. But in the end, you are your own authority. And I'm here to essentially just awaken or activate your own wisdom within you by asking the right question, by offering perspective. This is what a coach does. This is what a healer does. We had a conversation on my Facebook page, I think maybe a week or two ago, where I asked, hey, does a healer heal others or does a healer awaken the healer within? And most healers were in agreement that a real healer, a true healer, essentially awaken the wholeness of healing that is within you, that is within me, that is in the entire universe in some ways. So that is my spiel, 23 minutes of talking about being in trust and how trust creates flow, creates creativity, creates wholeness, and how trust essentially brings back to us the abundance that is our birthright. And that our job essentially is to always be in trust and to act from that place, even when it's scary. And I'm telling you, I am speaking from personal experience because I wake up with doubt and with some fear and some trepidation on a regular basis right now as I'm moving into that group program that I'm creating. Part of me knows this is exactly the right step. I get to give and create what I was looking for so many years and I couldn't find. I get to help people create a community of healers and transformational coaches and have them be together and support each other. I get to give them all the organic marketing strategies that have worked for me. I get to help them embody their sovereignty and access their inner wisdom. I get to mix energy and strategy and community, and it's going to be amazing. And I'm scared. And I'm scared because I've never done it. And that's okay. I'm going to keep moving in trust. I'm going to keep moving in faith. And I'm going to trust that I will know what to do in the moment and it will work out and people will love it. And it will be an amazing experience for me and for you, whoever you are, that is going to join me on this. Anyways, that's it. That's me. For those of you who have been here throughout. Thank you so much. And if you want to connect, by the way, I love to connect with people. Not a sales call. Let's you and I chat for half an hour. Let's talk about where you're at in your business, how we can collaborate, how I can support you. Like, let's just connect and see how I can help you get to that next level. Because the way I look at it, when I get on a call with someone, I get to have a very small part of them changing and transforming the world. And that is part of my mission. I love that. It's not always or only about making money. When I'm in that place of trust, when I'm in that place of giving back, money just comes. And I trust that. All right, guys, if you want to connect, just put #connect and you and I will hop on a call and it will be fun. And I hope you got something out of it. Let me know how trust is played into your life. That would be interesting. Bye.